Hey, welcome back to JazzTime. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate if you purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today we'll be going over quite a special Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore model, reference number 26470PT. PT meaning that it is platinum, and they make very few of these. In fact, this model, 26470PT.OO.1000PT.01, if you know it by the reference number, you know what it is. It is a platinum model, only one of 50 in the entire world, with a smoked gray dial. Now we'll be going over the case, the dial, bezel, the crown functions, the movement, and the bracelet, as well as the strap also included. And I'll be giving you my thoughts on all of these, but first we'll be doing a pseudo unboxing. This is a previously owned model that I have right in front of me, so obviously the box is not going to be in perfect condition, but if you'll note that this box is actually quite a bit larger than the standard Audemars Piguet box. It's nearly double the size and extremely heavy. All right, so off comes the lid. I don't even know where I can put this. Actually, I'm also zoomed out all the way. If you can't tell. Yeah, there's a lot going on with this box. It's absolutely huge. All right, so taking a look at the box there, large and in charge. Right underneath, we do have the warranty booklet. All of the necessary information is in there. We're not going to go over that because it's the same for every box, for every watch rather. Okay, now opening up. Wow, I am out of space here. Okay. Opening up this box now. All right, and here we are. We have, this box is so large that I can't even, let me see if I can raise you a bit here. All right. And looking down at the box there. Now, we have the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore with a smoked gray dial, entirely in platinum, right? And included is a matching gray alligator strap with what they call a boîtier finishing, also platinum buckle, platinum integrated links to go directly onto the case. Nice, sort of like matching gray smoked coloration underneath with that stitching to match as well on the top and on the bottom. All right, nice accents, large scales from the top going all the way down to the bottom. Easy to size on the fly. All right, so we're not going to go over that much more because that's relatively simple. What's more complex here is the watch itself, 26470PT. All right, so let me put all of this away and I'll be right back. All right, chunker of a box, moving my light box here. All right, now we're back down to our normal elevation here. Now here is the watch, 26470PT with the smoked gray mega tapisserie dial. All right, so again, this entire construction is fully platinum, minus, the obvious ceramic pieces here for the pushers and the crown and the rubber gasket, and of course the internal workings as well. All right, but first, starting off with the case, we have, I believe, a 42mm case. Yes, a 42mm case from finger to thumb. All right, that's the diameter from the 10 to 4 or 2 to 8, same distance. We have a thickness of 14.55mm, so quite thick on the wrist, and certainly with the weight to boot. It has a water resistance of 100 meters or 330 feet below sea level. So, as with all Royal Oak Offshores, you can very much likely take this to that sort of depth, but be very careful, especially with this one because it's a heavy boy. All right, now talking about the finishing here, satin brush finishing along the flanks, matching the vertical finishing from the top to the bottom lug. All right, and taking a look at these integrated links here, they're also rounded, not flat like on the Royal Oak models. The Offshores have these rounded intermediate links. So more on that in a second once we get to the bracelet portion of this video. There's a nice first bevel here, high polish, giving it that sort of nicely accented look, very distinct of Royal Oak models. And pasted right on the front, well, not really, not so much pasted, but directly screwed into the front with a matching black rubber gasket. For its shape, we have the rounded octagonal bezel, also in platinum, solid platinum, with the hexagonal screws placed such that their slots make this concentric circle, making that sort of gestalt visual perception principle of closure, making that sort of implied circle directly on this bezel, giving it that sense of movement and literal closure. Okay, and also again on this bevel, we have a nice high polish on this first one here, with the second one being a satin brush finish going all the way around nice and evenly. All right, and as is typical of Royal Oak Offshores, we have that nice thick gasket for that water sealing, so you know that you can certainly take this far more than just surface swimming. But if you want to take it swimming, well, be careful. Again, it's a very heavy watch, because this watch, with all of the links with this bracelet, comes out to just under a pound, about 15.2 ounces in weight. It's super heavy. All right, but more on that in a second. Taking a look at the inner bezel rather. First the bevel, inner bezel, whatever you want to call it. We have the tachymeter, as you would find with any Royal Oak Offshore chronograph, to basically monitor where that chrono hand is pointing. All right. We have other videos demonstrating how the tachymeter works. I'm not going to go over it here because this is quite a lengthy video as is already. So if you'll note, I have the chrono hand running. It can run as a large center seconds hand, all right? But as you note, we have the subdials at the 6 and 9 o'clock positions, 30 minutes at 9, 12 hours at 6, and the subdial for the 30-minute actually does tick up very slowly along with the pace of the chronograph hand here. All right, so if you'll note, it's actually beyond the first position, first minute there. All right, and soon enough we'll be between the first and second minute as the chrono hand comes around, and there you go. So this one slowly ticks up, while the hour hand actually ticks up by 1 for each revolution of the 30 minutes. I'm not going to wait for that full 30 minutes. We're going to be here way too long. All right, so basically we have this nice mega tapisserie dial, Arabic numerals, nothing too new there, but what is new, what is exclusive to this watch, is the smoked gray dial. Again, the mega tapisserie, nothing too new when it comes to the patterning of this watch. So you're not going to get much of a sunburst effect, but you already have that literal bursting effect of that gray dial that sort of reflects just about any kind of light that you throw at it. So this one can actually work in just about any situation. And with this gray dial, sort of like a mid-tone, sort of light tone of that gray gives it sort of that sense of, well, you can wear this with just about anything. And with these black Arabic numerals, you can make it so that, you know, it's very easy to read, easy to spot. No problem telling the time with these Royal Oak hands. Also platinum finishing with that center or the large chrono hand counterweight as well. All right. Now we also have the small seconds at the 12 o'clock position, and note that the number 12 is not actually featured on here, neither is the number 6, just tiny little index markers that are sort of cut off, but not that that's an issue because we have plenty of readability on the rest of this watch. We have a date aperture at 3 o'clock. It's a little hard to see with the angling of my light here, but it is certainly there, so you can read the date. Nice matching dark background with a white font, so very easy to read if your lighting is correct. All right. And taking a look at the functions of this watch, I already gave you a sort of a preview, but looking at the winding crown here, a ceramic winding crown, all right, simply unwind it to the first position. This allows you to wind the watch. Nothing too new there, and especially nothing new here with the winding crown, just demonstrating. All right, so pull out to the next position. You have the quick set date here. All right, if you can, let me see if I can just angle you over here. Okay, rotating it clockwise will advance the date by 1. It's about somewhere between a quarter turn and a half turn to advance the date by 1. So not that that's a huge issue, because once you do get to the 30th of a month, that's pretty much the only time besides the month of February for which you will have to actually advance the date using this quick set feature. All right, so you're at the 30th, just simply move it to the 31st, wait for it to roll around, wait for the hour hand to roll around past midnight, and you'll be on the 1st on the correct day. Okay, now let me move you back over here. We have the final position, pulling out the crown to the last position. Note that it does stop that seconds hand. Very good functioning from Audemars Piguet here. We have that hacking seconds function, so you can then place the minute hand precisely wherever it needs to go. So you do have that, you know, control over the precision of the time. Synchronize it to an atomic clock, press the crown back in, screw it tightly back against the case, and you're good to go. All right, now we also have the Chronograph Pushers, also in black ceramic, matching that of the crown, giving it a very nice sort of alternating presentation here, with the crown guards being platinum as well, sort of alternating sort of a neutral, you know, gray with a black tone. Very good presentation. Pressing the top button will start that large center seconds hand, or the chronograph hand, however you want to use it, with the vertical column wheel allowing you to basically run this all day, all night if you wanted to, as a large center seconds hand if you so desire. All right, there's no flyback function here, but simply press the top pusher again to stop it, and the bottom pusher to reset it, along with the 12-hour and 30-minute chronograph dials. All right, so what allows all of this to work? Well, it's the half in-house, half outsourced Dubois de Prat chronograph module added on to the 3126. That is the 3126/3840 movement. You can see it through the exhibition case back here, also with the sapphire crystal. All right, and you also have the hallmarks also on the back of this watch, so you know that you are dealing with platinum. All right, so looking at the edges here, those tiny marks are the hallmarks, showing you that it is certainly a platinum watch. We also have this 22 karat gold winding rotor, all right, with a bidirectional winding feature so that you can effectively wind the watch just by wearing it. Very good feature there. All right, and we also have the balance wheel there with 29.92 millimeter or 13¼ lines diameter, beats at 21,600 vibrations per hour, or 3 hertz. That's effectively 6 ticks of the seconds hand per second, so pretty good precision there. 59 joules and 365 total parts, just as many parts as there are an average number of days per year within this movement. All right, so the chronograph part is basically what is outsourced. The in-house made portion is the rest of it, the center seconds, or rather the off center seconds, the minute, hour hands, quick set date, and so forth. All of this gives you a total of 55 hours of power reserve. So simply wind the crown, put it on your wrist, and you'll be good for basically the rest of the week. You can simply place it down on a Friday evening. You can pick it back up on a Sunday morning, or perhaps Sunday evening, and you'll be good to go. You may need to wind the watch toward the end of Sunday though. Be ready for the next week. Not that that's an issue, because, you know, simply winding it is rather easy on this watch. All right, now taking a look at this bracelet here, again, full platinum satin brush finishing matching the direction of that of the case, and with these intermediate links being also satin brush finished along the front. They're also curved with a sort of, you can't see it very easily, but there is a high polish on the edges of these links, okay, with a satin brush finishing along the edges here, and the bevel from the case, the high polish continues onto these links as well, also rounded on the edges there, sort of giving that more of that three-dimensional look. Well, obviously if you have your eyes, you will certainly see this in 3 dimensions, but you're looking at this on a computer screen on YouTube, likely, very likely. So it does sort of have that three-dimensional presentation with the curvature of these links. Very slight taper down, all the way down to the folding clasp, double deployment. So this will only work, or this will only open if you press on both sides at the same time. And it is an asymmetrical deployment here, so you do have to place one side first and then the side with the AP logo, the letterform logo, all right, last. All right, nice gradual increase back up to the case, nice integration back onto the 12 o'clock side. Now, while we're here, I can actually try it on, give you some of my thoughts as to how it wears on the wrist. And, well, let me tell you, I'm already exhausted from this video, just from holding this thing, because it's so heavy, so incredibly heavy. All right, looking at it on the wrist, just like any other Royal Oak Offshore chronograph, still has that 42 millimeter case size, that huge chunky thickness, almost 15 millimeters thick, so certainly under a jacket sleeve, not a suit cuff. All right, and on my wrist, 7 inches or 18 centimeters in circumference. I do get a little bit of space underneath these lugs, so this is a bit oversized for me, but if you have a larger wrist, then by all means, this will work just fine. And keep in mind that this platinum bracelet, all platinum bracelet, is still actually not heavy enough to act as a counterweight to the case. This thing, it's like carrying a ball and chain directly on your wrist. You could knock someone out with this. This could actually be considered a potential weapon. This is so heavy. All right, but you know, if you want to really flex your wrist presence, you have that weight to throw around with this, as long as, you know, as well as, you know, the sort of stealthy nature of platinum. It looks like stainless steel, but it certainly doesn't feel like it. Much harder, much heavier, and just incredibly sturdy. And it has that, you know, sense of being large and in charge, certainly with that wrist presence, not just the size, but the weight as well. All right, and that's as much as I have to say about this watch specifically. Now, in general, we do have Royal Oak Offshores in chronograph forms, but they're usually available with straps, rubber straps, or in this case, an alligator leather strap as well, but you don't typically get these with bracelets. Now, why is that? Well, that's just Audemars Piguet doing Audemars Piguet things, but certainly every generation of the Royal Oak Offshore chronograph, they only released a few models, usually in yellow gold like the brick or the pounder, with the integrated bracelet matching the metal content, the precious metal content of the rest of the case. And, you know, certainly in the case of the pounder and the brick, you have the yellow gold. But in this case, you have platinum, and platinum, you know, of course, much more difficult to make, much more complex in its design. There are only 50 of these models in the world. Again, only 50 of this model with the smoked gray dial, platinum presentation, and construction with matching bracelet. There is another version of this watch, also in platinum, but it also has a blue dial, and there's only 25 of those. We don't have one just yet, but just you wait. We'll probably get one relatively soon. All right? Subscribe below to see it when it comes out. But anyway, that's enough of me now. Let us know what you think down in the comments below. What do you think about this heavy platinum watch? This thing's almost a pound. Yeah, this is actually the pounder to beat the pounder, the brick to beat the brick. This is the heaviest watch I have ever held, and I'm incredibly tired. So take over from here for me. Leave some comments down below. I'd love to see what you guys have to say about this one. Leave a like as it helps us out. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell notification so you can be notified when we go live with another video like this one. And as always, if you'd like to purchase this watch or any other watch, limited edition like this one of 50, discontinued, or even in production, a new model or used, go to our website, jazztime.com. Links in the description below. We'll see you in the next one. Take care until next time.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on the mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.